We are here at the campus of economics in San Giobbe, Venice. This place is where we have also the PhD on climate change science and management, and where we study the very many problems of economics, the economy and its relationship with the environment. And of course, Venice is a very nice place to do that. I'm Carlo Giupponi and I teach here. My field is in particular natural resources, water in particular, and of course the Anthropocene is one of the big issues with which we are dealing on a daily basis, which also requires our interpretations again on a daily basis. So in a few words, I think what we can say, which is really probably our specific viewpoint about the Anthropocene, is this idea that the role of humans are playing on the evolution of the planet Earth is growing, has been growing, it is growing these days too. And climate change, of course, anthropogenic climate change is one of the most evident examples of this. But we want also to take this from a different perspective. It's the role of humans, but also the responsibility of humans that are growing. So we not only have to look at this with a negative or pessimistic approach, because we have to consider also that humans have growing capabilities to intervene, to orient, so that this is a responsibility that we have to take. We do not have to work only in prohibiting things or trying not to do any more of this, etc. We have really to take our role, and in particular this is the case for Venice, which is an example that everybody knows how much the lagoon is the result of centuries of human interventions, with this relationship, interrelationship with the natural resources and the ecosystem of the lagoon. So this is probably one of the best places when we can in fact learn how to develop further our relationships with nature in practice. So Anthropocene campus, and we have to mention that here in Venice we have also the Venice International University, which is one institution that has in fact an association of 20 international universities that come to Venice to develop new initiatives as new teaching modes, new experiments, new ways of learning about different topics and humanities and environment. The environment are key topics that we explore with this transdisciplinary approach that quite often is quite difficult at our home university, while in this environment we are completely free to explore. So for the Anthropocene campus, Venice, and with the VIU viewpoint, I think that we would really like to drive the attention of all the participants to the ambition to approach problems of Venice, but of many other places around the world, with the complexity science approach. So looking at these environments as complex systems, where we have to develop new capabilities, new approaches for dealing with both the spatial and the temporal dimensions. This, I think, is really crucial. So this understanding of all these different relationships within a system which is extremely complex, which has many elements and which has different scales, and all of these scales, they are indeed quite important to understand first, and then be able to manage the system itself. And the last very important thing is that in a place like Venice, where we have climate change as a main driver and sea level rise as a main driver, this long-term dimension is in fact a dimension of the problems of today. So it's today that we have really to understand these future trajectories, to be able to reorient this trajectory, as we said before, with the capacities that we have as humans to deal with in this new epoch of the Anthropocene.